Hi guys, welcome back, and this is the third video of the JavaScript video series. In this video, we look at JavaScript statements and comments. So any code that you write in JavaScript is usually represented in the form of statements. So anything like defining variables or carrying out any operations or carrying out any assignments, they will be statements. They will be in the form of statements, right? So it's okay if you don't understand operators and assignments right now, because we'll be going over that later on. But what you need to understand is how statements work, which I'll be showing you in this video. And a statement is something like, let's say if I want to define the value of a, I'm creating a variable called a, and I'll define the value, let's say 5. And in the next line, I don't even need to write variable. I can just say a is equal to 5, and the next line I'll say b equal to 6. In the third line I'll say c is equal to a plus b. And then let's say document.write, and I'll output the value of c. When I run it, I'll be able to see 11. But what if I want to write all of these things on the same line, right? So all I have to do is I'll bring this on the same line, and I'll separate them using semicolons. And then if I run it again, I'll see the same output, 11. So this is what you have to remember, that you don't need to put semicolons out behind, like after every line. But if you do that, you'll be able to write code on the single line, on the same line. And it's usually, it's a good practice to put semicolons where, wherever possible. So for example, at the end of every command statement. That just makes your code a little more readable and easy to understand. And also, it helps you basically keep a lot of clarity. And in the next example, we'll see how JavaScript works with white spaces. So like, let's say variable, I'll define another variable called person is equal to, I'll say Hegel, and then we'll say document.write, and let's say person, and I can see here Hegel, but that's because I've put white space here and here, right? And in most of the languages, white space is important, but it's not important in JavaScript. It completely ignores white space. So like, let's say, even if I remove this white space here completely, and I just say person is equal to Hegel directly without putting any spaces, and I say run, it still shows me Hegel. So this is a really nice feature, I think. It can create problems in some places, but at least, if you don't put spaces, it won't give you errors, at least. And let's say you're defining an operation like x is equal to y plus z, right? And you'll define the values of y and z. Y is equal to 4, and z is equal to 3, and you'll say document.write x. So you'll get 7, but the best practice here is to give space around the operators at least. So like, this is an operator, so I've given space around here, and this again is an operator, plus. Now it's okay if you don't know anything about operators, because I'll be showing you what operators are in an upcoming video, but all you need to know is that is equal to and plus, these are operators basically in JavaScript. So if I'm writing any operators here, I need to put spaces. This is a best practice basically. It's not like the code won't work, but it's just a best practice that you need to put spaces around all operators. And then let me show you line breaks as well. So let me create a basic HTML code here. Doc type HTML. P id equal to demo. Okay, and here I'll say document.get inner get element by id demo dot inner HTML. Dot inner HTML is equal to, I'll write something hello. So I had shown you this in the first video. Let me explain to you again. What's happening here is that I've created a tag called P. I've given it an ID called demo, and this I've written in my Java in my HTML window. In my JavaScript window of JS Fiddle, what I've done is I've written document.getElementById. And if you notice, get element by ID, the E is capital, B is capital, and I is capital. If you write something else, this function won't run. So JavaScript is type sensitive. I'll show you that using an example as well. But for now, you have to remember that this is the function, and if you put E as a small letter, it won't work. And so I'm going to select the ID, which is demo, and then I'm going to use inner HTML property, and I'm going to type print hello inside that. So let's see if it works. So it's going to print hello there, right? So what I want to show you here is that even if I write this on the next line, it still works. So in many programming languages, you'll get an error here because it'll say that this value has been left empty and this is on the second line or the other line. But this is not how it works in JavaScript. In JavaScript, you can put things on a different line and they'll still work. And you can put a semicolon like I showed you in the previous example, just to make things clear that this is where the line is ending. So now we look at comments. So let's say I write something like, let's say this is written, right? So I'll bring this on the previous line and I'll just put these two lines here, just like this. And I'll say run. And this code now won't run because this is a way of putting comments in JavaScript. And if I had to put a multiple line code comment, I'll have to put slash and star again, slash. And now I can write anything here like hello, my name is Akhil, blah blah blah, etc. Whatever I'm writing here, none of this code will run. And you can do the same, you can try out the same here by putting this on the second line and putting a multi-stage comment or a multi-line comment. And see it doesn't run because this is a multi-line comment. Now we look at code blocks in JavaScript. Anything that is that spans multiple lines is a code block. So let's say I say function demo. Okay. Now I know you don't know anything about functions, so it's okay. Don't get intimidated. I'll explain everything to you, what functions are and how functions work. But here I'm just showing you how I can use these curly braces and I can create a code block, basically write multiple lines of code. So I'll say document dot. Let me create two IDs here. One is demo 1 and another called demo 2. Okay. So I'll say document dot get element by ID. I'll say demo 1 dot inner HTML is equal to hello, and then I'll write another line, document dot get element by ID demo 2 dot inner HTML equal to how are you. Now if I run this code, nothing will happen because we are not calling this function called demo. I'll explain to you how functions work in a later video, but for now you need to know that this is a function. These are different lines of code. This is a code block. By code block, I want to show you that in this code block, which is the demo function, you can write multiple things and they'll get executed at once in one go. So if I run this code right now, nothing will happen because we're not calling the function demo. But let's say I create a button here after the p tag, and I say the type is button, and on click is equal to, I'll call the function demo. I'll say click me. So if I click the function, it says hello, but how are you does not work because I have not closed this bracket here. So now when I close this bracket and I run it, Now both are not working. It's because I've closed this bracket here by mistake. So now when I click it, both are working. So I hope you saw where I made those mistakes, and I hope you learn from them. And I'll keep all these videos unedited so that you can come to know where I'm making mistakes while typing by mistake, so that you can learn, what kind of mistakes you might also make, so that you can also correct yourself. Right. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.